Good morning to all the students. Welcome to the physics class. In the last lecture, we discussed about the difference between the mass and the charge, and also we discussed the methods of charging. So we discussed that there are three methods of charging, which were charging by induction, charging by conduction, and one was charging by rubbing or friction. So we discussed one by one. Now our today's topic is Coulomb's law. So today we will discuss Coulomb's law. This is basically a law which was determined or which was given by the scientist. His name was Charles Coulomb, and in this he find out the force between two charges. Suppose there are two charges. Suppose this is the charge q1 placed here, another charge q2 placed here, and there is a distance r between them. So as we know that if it is positive and if it is negative, then there will be force of attraction. We know this very well. So Coulomb's law stated that this force, it is attractive or repulsive, it depends upon product of these charges. It will depend product of these charges, and also it will depend upon the distance between these charges. So what he observed, what he stated, that if we place two charges like this as shown in the figure, this is the figure. So if we place two charges which are q1 and q2, then the force between them can be found out by the Coulomb's law. He stated that this force, as we know that these are the charges q1 q2, there will be force between them. So this force will be directly proportional to the product of these charges. Okay, this was stated by the Coulomb. And also he stated that it will be inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So r is the distance between them. So he said that it will be inversely proportional to the 1 upon the r square. Now it was his statement. Now if we combine both the equations, what will we get as shown in the here? After combining this equation and this equation, we will get this equation. What will we get? We will get f is equal to q1 upon q1 q2 upon r square. Now here, to remove the directly proportional sign, we will have to add some constant. So as we considered k is the constant of proportionality, so we add the k here. So what will be our final equation? It will be f is equal to k q1 q2 upon r square. Now here k is the constant of proportionality, or we say it constant of force constant. We also say force constant, and It depends upon the medium between these charges. These are the two charges. These are the two charges Q1, Q2, and so these are, if Q1, Q2 are the charges, then the K will depend upon the space, the property of space between them. So basically, if we see the value of K, the value of K in free space, it is given by K is equal to 1 upon में 4 pi epsilon naught. This is the value of K in free space. If we say the free space, it means that in vacuum or in air where there is no medium. So the value of K changes with the medium. If we place the two charges, suppose the Q1, Q2 charges are placed in the air, so the value of K will be 1 upon में 4 pi epsilon naught, and it is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. Now if it is placed in water or any other medium, then the value of K will change accordingly, and it will depend on that medium. The value of K will be different from the air. It will be different for water, it will be different for any other oil, like any other medium. So the value of K mainly depend upon the medium between the two charges. So basically, if we are given with the medium, that the medium is free space, it is vacuum, then we will take the value of K as 9 into 10 to the power 9. Now here units are given, and you can easily calculate the units. How? As we know that we have now derived the formula for F. We know that F is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon में R square. So from here we can calculate the value of K. K will be equal to, अगर यहाँ से if we find out the K from this equation, the force equation, then what will we get? We will get the value of K as F R square upon में Q1 Q2. Now if we want to calculate the units, how we can calculate? We know that unit of force is Newton, so we will place here Newton. R square means distance, square of the distance. So we measure the distance in meter, so here will be meter square. Now upon here, what is the denominator? In denominator we have Q1 Q2. So what is the unit of charge? The units of charge is coulomb, so it will be coulomb square. So final unit will be Newton meter square coulomb inverse square. So likewise we can find out the units of the K. So here you have to remember the value of K for free space. Always remember that the value of K for free space is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square coulomb inverse square. So if we put the value of K, this K in our previous equation, what was our previous equation? It was F is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon में R square. So if we put the value of K here, if we put the value of K, what was the value of K? K was equal to 1 upon में 4 pi epsilon naught. Now if we put the value of K in this equation, we will get the new equation of the modified equation of the force. What is that? It is F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon में r square. Now this is the final equation, final expression for the Coulomb's law, and always remember how to state the Coulomb's law. Just state like this. We have, yes, just state this like this, that if there are two charges q1 q2, then the force between them will be directly proportional to the product of charges q1 q2, and also it will be inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So this is the statement of the Coulomb's law. And what is this expression? Its expression is F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon में r square. Now this is the expression for the free space. Remember, this is the expression for the free space, not for the medium. Okay, for the medium, and medium like for the, if the charges are placed in the water or any other medium, then the value of F will change, and accordingly we have to put the that value of K in force equation. Now here epsilon naught is the permittivity. We will discuss this further in the further lectures. What is permittivity? Because it is the new term to you and you don't know about this. But for now, you just remember that epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. For now, just remember this, that this is the permittivity of free space, and we will discuss it in detail in the further lectures. Now this is our final equation of the force. In the further lectures we will do the definition of charge and vector form of Coulomb's law, and likewise other topics. Thanks for attending the class.